Hey there, Leo here, hoping you are all well. Coming at you here on a Monday morning, nice and quiet on the beach, early beach walk. But just wanted to tee this off, something I've been thinking about over the weekend, living a life with no regrets. And it's a really interesting one. I hope that you can relate to it and would love to hear your thoughts on it, because for a long time I've always tried to live my life with no regrets. Now, that's easier said than done, right? When I look back, I guess at some of the most memorable, most amazing times in my life, it came from doing things that really terrified me, but that I did them anyway. And for me, that started in my 20s, and specifically travel. I knew from a relatively early age, mid-20s, that I don't know where it came from, but I knew I wanted to travel, but it was terrifying. I wanted to find a way to work and travel. And that's when started a new adventure for me. I worked with a cruise line, got to travel the world a couple of times over, extraordinary. And that also led to other adventures. Now, I knew when I started doing that, I didn't know what I was getting into. I was walking away from a comfortable lifestyle back in Ireland, but I knew it was something that I needed to do. And I knew if I didn't do it, I was going to regret it at some point in my life. And that was the catalyst for me, and I've experienced that many times over in my life. I'm 54 now, and I see a pattern of, in a lot of cases, people wanting to do things, but fear holds them back. And as I get older, I do see people having regrets that they didn't at least try. And I can certainly relate to it, because it's a difficult one when you don't know what you're getting into. But if the need is that much stronger than the fear, then you will push through it. And at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? You try something, it doesn't work out. At least you're going to know that you tried it, you gave it your all, and that it didn't work out. But in a lot of cases, it does work out. And I can look back on my life now. I've had a privileged life, say, travel the world. I got to live in Hawaii for a couple of years, which was a dream of mine. Got to live in Italy for a year. Now I live here in beautiful Grand Cayman. I have very few regrets in life. Now, I've worked hard, but that sort of, the experiences that I've had, they didn't happen all on their own. They happened because I stepped into something that terrified me. But I knew I did not want to get to a point in my life, look back and start having regrets. And I think that's relatable to everybody. So, you know, if I've any regret that I can think of right now, it's that I think for me, 2015 to 2020 were probably some of the most difficult years of my life. That's when I stepped away from working on cruise ships and created a new life. And although I was living in Hawaii and beautiful parts of the world, I really struggled with the work side of things, because I was stepping back into jobs that they were paying very well, but I was getting back into that semi-workaholic role, which I was trying to get away from. And I struggled. I wish, you know, I started learning how to market online 2020. That's my only regret, funnily enough, that I did not know about that earlier. In 2015, I would have loved to have stepped straight into that. But at the same time, I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm so grateful that I came across it at all, because now I look at my life less than 2 years later, and it's everything I wanted it to be through running my online marketing company. So, you know, I think in a lifetime, these opportunities will come up, or things that we want to do will come up, and it's a decision time. Either we do them or we don't. And living with regrets, I think, can be very difficult. And I think it's just something to think about. You know, it's never too late. There's always time if you want to do something, try something, make change. I'm here to tell you that it's never too late. Versus living with a regret and saying, what if? What if I had done that? Or I wonder what that might have been like. I think it's best just to try, and at the very least, live with no regrets. And at the very best, the thing that scared you actually wasn't that scary at all when you got started with it. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always. If you have, I'd love to hear, you know, where you're at with that. If you have regrets, or if there's things you want to do, you have fears, share them below. Just drop it in the comments. As always, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel so I can continue to grow it. And if any of your circle of friends or family might enjoy this, I'd love if you could share it with them as well. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have a great week ahead, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Take care.